Hey, hello, welcome to the show. Hey, look, it's me, and it's you, and it's us together right here, right now for JP's Product Pick of the Week. Thanks for stopping by over in our YouTube chat. Hello to Edward Shea and Basil Tupp and Zhao Shizi1, Dave Odessa, Baragraf Avdelhagen, Tackle the World. Dave Odessa, again, I'm just repeating things. Hello, thanks for stopping by in our YouTube chat. If you are wondering where the chat is because you're somewhere else, perhaps you are on Twitch or Facebook or somewhere like that. We do broadcast a bunch of places, but we're not in all the chats because that's just too much. Then you might want to check out that place right there. That is our Discord server. You can go to adafruit.it/Discord and look for the live broadcast chat channel, that one right there. We have a whole bunch of channels, a whole bunch of stuff going on, but that's the place to be during a live show. So hello to Thin Man, Dave WA90NY. Does that stand for New York? I bet it does. Paul Cutler, John Nodge, hello. Starman, Blitz City DIY, Uniscu7, hello, hello, hello. So what do we have going on here today? This is the product pick of the week. I've picked a product. There are actually, it's not just one product, but it's kind of 4 products. You have your choice. We stashed a bunch of one of them. One of them is low on stock, but the sort of main one was stashed. The others' amounts vary, but we cut all the prices in half. And if you want to get a jump start, what I would recommend is go to that URL there. You'll see what I'm talking about because not only is the product pick there, but also this show is being broadcast from within the product page. So you can go there, check it out, check out the prices, throw some in your cart. You can get up to 10 per. No resellers allowed, but there are no coupon codes necessary. We've just priced them to sell. Throw them in your cart, get some, do some neat stuff. Tell us about it. In the meantime, however, what I like to do, as is customary on this show before I tell you about it, is let Lady Ada jump back in time about 11 years and 9 years, because this is an oldie but goodie that had a variant created at one point, or 3 variants created at one point. And so I've got some little excerpts from Ask an Engineer from the new segment, and we will have Lady Ada take it away.
NeoPixel Jewel, yay!
Yay, it's a jewel. This is actually a customer recommendation. A person emailed us and was like, you should have a little thing that goes inside the rings. And I'm like, you're right. So we made the NeoPixel Jewel, and it's the Jewel 7. It has 6 LEDs around and 1 in the center, and it's really bright, but you can see it's just like a NeoPixel. You have 1-pin connectivity. You can chain them. It's small. It's like the size of a quarter-ish type thing. I think we even have a photo of an extra quarter. Can you show that photo?
The one with the quarter?
Yeah, just quickly.
You want to see?
Yeah, it's exactly the same size as a quarter. Yeah, go me. All right, I know how big a quarter is. And it's probably going to be great for like jewelry or wearables if you just want like something, especially if you want to diffuse it. It's extremely bright and very colorful, but you can have like multiple color effects or a spinny effect. And it fits in all of our rings, of course, and it's very popular. And yeah.
Okay.
And NeoPixel Jewel. I want to have like little drop earrings, little jewel earrings. So this is the beginning of adding RGBW versions of all our NeoPixel rings. So you can tell this one has RGB, it can do a color swirl, but it also has white LED elements. You can mix and match them. You can have RGB W all at once, but it's just easier to show if I have only the white LEDs on so you can see the color temperature of those. So these are NeoPixel compatible, but they have 4 LED elements, so you just need to make sure that your library supports RGBW, which ours does. This one is a great image because you can see cool, neutral, and warm. So starting from the top left, there's RGB, and then cool white, neutral white, and warm white. So each of the rings has, you can get the RGB version, and 3 versions of RGBW where the white phosphor has slightly different color temperature. I couldn't quite decide which color temperature people would want the most, so I just said, okay, fine, let's just make all 3, and then we'll figure out what people like, and if there's one that just never sells, we'll just discontinue it, and like, whatever. So we have these jewels. These are cute little 7 LED jewels. And yeah, I just want to flip through them real fast. And then there's this picture. There's 7 LEDs. You can see these have little yellow phosphor. They are cute. This is the warm.
The different temperatures.
Warm, neutral, and then cool. The cool is very blue.
Yeah, and I have a little
video for each one.
Yeah, that's cool.
It goes, "Rrr."
Sorry, this is warm. That's not cool.
warm.
That's warm.
Yeah.
This one is going to be neutral. And this one is going to be cool. So you can see that very cool blue-white. I don't remember which color temperature all of these are. This one I think is warm, this one is neutral, and this one is cool. It's kind of bright in here, so it's hard to tell. But the animated GIFs we have are pretty good at showing what the color temperature is. Some people really care about it. If you don't care, just get the neutral white because it doesn't look warm, it doesn't look cool. But if you are if you want something that looks like flames or like a candlelight, go for warm. If you want something that looks like daylight or like indoor fluorescent lighting, get the cool.
That is such good advice. Get the cool. Sorry, I lost a button for clicking there. Look, that is it right there. That's the product pick of the week this week. It is the NeoPixel Jewel. It is a 7 LED board that is perfect for wearables and props and other small applications of a whole bunch of RGB LED light. And we actually have it in 4 flavors. We have RGB, the sort of standard, the oldest, and then we also have three different color temperatures of RGBW, where there's a red, green, blue, and white diode, and the white diode is embedded in a small phosphor package, which can be neutral, cool white, or warm white. I don't know the exact color temperatures of those, but we may have that listed. We'll check in a second. And these have mounting holes on them. They've got the solder pads for data in, data out, so you can chain them if you're doing something with more of them connected to each other. You can send that data along a single chain or break it out into multiple logical chains depending on the driver you're using. And it has 5 volt in. You can use 3 volt very, very nicely on most boards. And it has a couple of ground pads on it, so you can solder up the chains of them with a couple of the ground pads available. So these are, if we head to the product page, let's go right over here. So these are at product ID 2226. That's the original one. However, you'll see here we have a little drop down and you can pick among them. There we go, 3000K, 4500K, and 6000K for the different color temperatures of the light there. And the RGBW is a little cheaper. Today, half off, so $2.98, great deal. Or you can go up to the $3.48 for either the warm white, natural white, or cool white. And I think, let's see, so we're almost out of the cool whites. We only have 6 of those in stock. The others, looks like we have over 100 of the natural white, over 100 of the warm white, over 100 of the others. So if you just see it says in stock, that's because we have 100 or more. So if you take a look here, you'll see we've got a couple of different, we have a data sheet you can go check out, fritzing diagram, general NeoPixel tutorial applies. And then we have a whole bunch of projects in the Learn Guide. So if you click that link, it just takes you to the Uber guide for NeoPixel, as well as lots and lots of cosplay, jewelry, wearable projects. There's my Overwatch blaster. I'll show you that one in a second. We have lots and lots of projects over the years that have used these little guys because they're a nice concentrated form of some RGB lighting. And as Lady Ada said, they fit inside of a NeoPixel ring. So that was the original concept with them. I have one here I'll have to kind of pull apart to do, but you can see there's a normal NeoPixel ring, and these fit inside nicely. So if you're doing little Tony Stark props and things like that, and you want to get some rings, multiple concentric rings, they'll all fit inside of each other, and this gives you something to put right in the middle. The demo that I have, let me switch to a down shooter here. I want to show some of this in action. So what you'll see here, here's my RGB NeoPixel. If I unplug this RGBW one, this is a, what are you, a warm white? This is a warm white, and so you can see we've got quite a warm phosphor on there over that 4th diode. This one has just the 3 diodes. And I have one in my pocket here. I think this is cool white. Yeah? What are you? You don't say. I don't know what you are. but you can see here has a not as warm. So I think this might be the neutral actually, the yellow there that's on the phosphor for that white LED. If I take, I think this one, which is a cool white, which I've put inside of a diffuser, and plug that in instead. So I've got some little JST connectors I soldered on there to make my life easy. Little 3-pin connectors are helpful for this. What I have running is a little battery pack, and add a little window here so I can talk to you. Hello. I've got a little battery pack in here and a Sparkle Motion Mini that I'm driving these with. So there you can see it inside of a diffuser. I'm going to drop the exposure a little more, in fact, so that you can see that even better inside of there. So what you'll notice is that that central, in this case, cool white, it looks great. It's not a combination of red, green, and blue that always gives you this sort of not really white. Those are white LEDs, and then the phosphors help guide that in one direction or another. This is one of the cool whites, I think, right? Is that what we said? Yeah, cool white. And I noticed that my little camera here actually has some white balance that's making that look a little warmer than it is. Let me correct that in the right direction. That's closer to what this one looks like to my eye. So there is a case of WLED giving me the ability to separate out logical strands. I'm just calling the 0 or first NeoPixel there the first segment, and I'm just having it hold the steady pure white 4th LED diode. And then the others are cycling through some colors there, and we can change that with WLED. You can also use CircuitPython for this. You can use Arduino for this. I'm not sure. Well, you can use, of course, like Fast LED and Fancy LED and other LED animation, the other helpers that we have. I'm not sure about some of the other LED sort of home automation lighting LED softwares out there. Ones that Aaron uses are probably useful there too. So let me check the chat here, see if we've got any questions. Yeah, Biograph Up to Hagen says, you can tell the temperature from the tint if you have a good eye and have it written down somewhere. Yeah, so I think if let's see, I may have all of them right here. Yeah, let's unplug this one. I might as well give you the full tour. I'm going to use I jammed this in quite well into this little 3D printed diffuser that I made. So I'm going to use a small screwdriver to pop this out just from the, let's see, I need something a little smaller to use those mounting holes as something to pry on. Maybe one of these will work. I'm willing to let us wait to get the proper thing so I don't yank the wires off of there. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't think it would stick that well. All right, so let's pop this out. Oh, hey, look, I literally just broke this tiny little, I think that was a screwdriver for popping out SIM cards. Let's see if we can. Oh my gosh, it really doesn't want to come out of this. Oh, come on. Nope, we're never getting that out. All right, let's see if it still works. Sorry, that's that 3D print was really a little too small, so it's stuck in there forever. We'll just see if that still runs there. Otherwise, I'll plug in one of the other ones. Yay, okay, it's still running. So that one would have a cooler phosphor, so no phosphor on this one. This one's the medium. And where did I put? There's the warm white one there. All right, well, I'm glad that one's still working. I really went to heck to yeah, ouch is right. I'm breaking that thing. Okay, so, oh good, Shane's Planet. Shane says, woohoo, finally made it to the live stream on time. Great. And ordered 4 of these fun little things. Yeah, these are terrific. So I said I would show you also one in use on a prop, the Lucio Blaster. I'll grab it from over here. this, I used that on the back there, so you'll see it's a little bright to capture, but this is green in this mode and yellowish in this mode. So that makes a nice little sort of single button. You get a group of them grouped together. Sorry, that's just loud. You get a group of them grouped together. You can, if you tell them all to just be the same color, it's like you get a bigger LED, so it's nice if you diffuse it. I have that surface a little farther away from it. You can see that again also here. If we take this one, which is the warm white one, I'll plug that in. Right there, I have some LED acrylic. That's the one we have in the store. Go to the down shooter here. So you can see a bunch of individual LEDs. If you put a diffuser, in this case about 1 inch away from it, you can make it look like one big light source, which is pretty neat for some different effects. The further you get away, the bigger. But since that is multiple LEDs there, you can do some different color effects like comets and chases with them. Let's dim that more there so you can see them separated out. Nice little sort of flower petal sort of arrangement as we get further out. It's almost like a ring with a different colored center, which is pretty neat. Makes it look like a pretty special kind of LED. I don't think, just because of the Wi-Fi network I set this on before, I don't know if I'll be able to actually connect to this one, just because I have different access points. But let me try it just from my phone. I'll see if we can connect to this one using WLED. I think it is just to, yeah, the little, yeah, sorry, I don't think that's going to work. My little sparkle motion there is the one with the embedded antenna version, so it's just not able to pick up that access point. So this will run what is programmed onto the board, but I'm not able to change it right now. Let's see, so questions or thoughts? Batagraph Up to Hagen, you probably suggested, or someone suggested, yeah, I should have used some M2.5 or M3 screws to screw that in there, right, rather than jam it in as I did. But that one's in for good. We'll leave that there. Here is a nice picture. You can see I was talking earlier about the connections you get. I think those are the same on all of these. So you have the array of LEDs. The center is the first one, and then it goes out and in a circle. We've got a resistor, set of resistors for them. And then on the back there, you've got a couple ground pads to solder to, a data in, a data out, so you can send it off to another one, and then the one shared 5-volt power, or in this case, I'm using it as 3-volt, and it works just fine. All right, let's see, what else? Anything I've missed? I don't think so. So it's a real, if you like doing LED stuff, if you want to do prop stuff, costume things, put them on a hat, put them inside of a little design like a flower or something like that. You can see right here in the set of Learn guides that we have a whole bunch of really nice props and things that use these with different diffusion, like these necklaces, for example. Really a great companion for that type of prop build or costume build. So check out some of these. Look at this cosmic turtle necklace. It's just beautiful. All right. Any other questions in the chats before we go? Let me just read over these. Basil Tupp asks, what microcontroller did you use for the gun? That one is so old that I think it may be a Metro with a 32U4 or even older, 328, like an Arduino Uno. And then I have an updated version of that, not that build, but I have an updated version of that guide that uses a Feather. Might be a Feather M4 if I remember correctly. In fact, I can show you right here. Lucio Blaster. Yeah, so there was the original, which is broken into 3 parts, and then in 2020 I updated it for using a Feather M4. and a prop maker feather wing. We just had so many things that make it easier compared to the original. So there you can see the array of parts used. I used a feather quadrupler, so there's the M4 prop maker wing, separate, I believe that's a separate audio amplifier there, and these are, I don't even remember. What the heck are those? Others? Yeah, I think I have 3 audio amps to do the 3 speakers. Yeah, 1 each. It's been a while. So there you can see the little jewel there at the bottom is what's lighting up that back button there. Diffuser files, you know what, I just built this one this morning, and I've built it a little tight. I can post it if you want. I'll loosen the grip a bit, but that is just like a 23 millimeter cylinder cut out of a slightly larger cylinder, and then I filleted the bottom on there. So I just, there's not a lot to it, just press fits into there. But you could make that into a little piece of jewelry there, or it's not the worst thing in the world to leave them exposed. In fact, let's sort of tuck that into my pocket there. There you can see it. All right. Any other questions? Toddbot says over in the chat, always wanted to make a bouquet of these NeoPixel discs using the extra grounds as structural support. Oh, that's a nice idea. You could use some solid core wire thick enough to hold them all out. That'd be a great idea. Also, by the way, Edward Shea, who asked in YouTube chat about diffusers, I found this and printed it from Thingiverse, which was meant to be a Burning Man pendant. And actually, let me show this because I can't remember if this was how they had intended it, but I printed with a grid support, and it gives you a nice, it looks almost like a diffused set of 2D pixels, but that's just that right there, which is the grid support, grid-like support on the 3D printer makes it work sort of as little light blockers, which you usually find when you're building little matrix types of displays and things like that. So I had adapted it a bit, but that fits in there pretty nicely. It could be a little taller to grab it, or maybe they ran into the same problem I did and didn't want to jam the board in there for eternity, like this one is here. And then this is just some of our diffuser plastic there. So you have a lot of options for those, or you can use them bare and just turn the brightness down so that you can see those. All right, other thoughts, questions? Warm them up. That's a good idea. Yeah, it's no, it's not TPU. It's just some PLA. But yeah, definitely if I heat that up a little bit, it'll come out. I could probably also just squish it with some pliers and get those to comply. All right. I think that's going to do it then, unless there's any other thoughts or questions. Gyroid infill is also a good lightweight diffuser. Very nice. Good idea. All right. Yeah, thanks everyone so much. So I think that is going to do it. If you want to go check these out, grab some before the price goes back up after the show, just head on over to that product ID URL, 2226. And you can always get to a product ID on Adafruit by going to adafruit.it/ and then the number. That's the sort of fast short code for getting to a URL. And we can wrap that up. So that right there, that's my product pick of the week this week. It is the NeoPixel Jewel 7 LED, no, it is the NeoPixel Jewel 7 RGB LED breakout board. Thanks everyone so much for stopping by. For Adafruit Industries, I'm John Park, and this has been JP's product pick of the week. Bye-bye.